Draw us close to you. Make our hearts anew. Lord, send your spirit and fall afresh on us. Fill us with your power.
The father's boy cried out, "I do believe, help my unbelief." And I think that has become basically a mantra for many of us. And it's not so much unbelief, it's not so much infidelity. It's the idea that I know I could believe stronger, and that faith is an ongoing thing. And I think it's so funny, the enthusiasm with which these things begin. Like, for instance, if you could go back to my very first communion, one of the most important days of my entire life was my first communion, the way we were prepared and everything. I don't know how many of you have read the autobiography of Napoleon, but the autobiography of Napoleon was written by an English author who was sent to stay on the island with Napoleon and basically interviewed him. But one of the questions he asked him was, what was the most important day of your life? Napoleon answered without hesitation, my first communion. Okay? All the things that took place. I think that's a big thing with regards to Roman Catholicism. And today, the attitude that I bring to communion makes my first communion pale to insignificance. Because my view of communion now is layered with theology. It's layered with scripture. It's layered with people I've watched transformed by the Eucharist. It's layered with people I've watched go through a life of living the Eucharist and flat out been living saints. I mean, when I approach the Eucharist, it's something that would never have occurred to me as a child. And it's something to understand, you know, that when these things begin, we approach them with a great amount of enthusiasm because they're so new. But you have no idea what they can be. Flat out idea, no idea what they can be. I always like to use the story, and I don't know whether you've heard it, of Nureve. When Nureve was a little boy and first began dancing, he didn't know little boys were allowed to dance. And so he went out and he says he was just spinning around and everything. He says one of the most exciting days of his life. But you know, imagine what that was 25 years later. You know, everyone in the world stood there with awe when he got up on his toes, you know? And it's just to understand that's what it is. That we can always pray this, I believe, but help my unbelief. Even more, I think you and I should always turn to God, because I think it's the real virtue. I think every person's happiness is in direct proportion to their hope. The more you hope, the happier you are. So you should always pray for an increase of hope.
Draw us close to you. Make our hearts anew. Lord, send your spirit and fall afresh on us. Fill us with your